What's up, book nerds? The Gone World by Sweterlitsch, Switzer, Swesher, Swanson, Samsonite. Sorry, Tom. I can't pronounce your last name. I'm sure I butchered out of that. Anyways, this is the first D20 roll I did on my new way of picking hard books that I read, or actually physical copies. Also, I did it for Halloween, October month, and I finished it here 7 days into November. But I also started it like maybe midway through October. But yeah, the book was super cool. Uh, about time travel, multiple universes. It Tom does it in a cool way to where it's believable. It's dumbed down to where it's not overly sciency, and you're lost. He does a great job doing this, and we'll get into that in a second. But if you like anything I do, wherever you find me, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, my shit posting, see me streaming on Twitch. If you like anything I do, throw me a follow, throw me a like. I just enjoy doing this. Talk to me about the books or whatever I'm doing. It'd be grateful. Anyways, let's get into this. The Gone World. So basically, the Navy has somehow gotten the technology to go into the future, and into deep space. Uh, and they don't call it deep space, and they don't call it the future. They call it deep water or deep time. There are They eventually send out certain ships, uh, going to deep water and deep time, but they eventually find this thing called the terminus. It's like a giant white sun that creates what's called the crucified men, and our protagonist ends up becoming one of when she goes and does some research on the terminus, on one of the like future Earth that's fucking destroyed. It's basically uh so they say men because they generally only see the men. Um, and as far as we know, she's the only woman. But they're crucified upside down. Um, just there, they're just there, and it's usually along this one river. Uh, but at the beginning of the book, I think it's the prologue. It's a story of her on in a future in deep space or deep time. Uh, she finds herself and she gets rescued, and the whole time she's like screaming. She's like, "No, you're rescuing the wrong one! Fuck, blah blah blah." Go. Then we fast forward to 1997, which is the terra firma. That's what they consider regular time. And the way they do like string theory is there's one timeline, and everything branches off from there. So she goes a couple times, she goes into the future, solve crimes and shit just to get answers to go back. And she always comes back to the exact moment she left. She leaves. But she could be gone for a year. She's gone for years. One of the times, I think the first time she ever left, she was gone for like 10 years or something, and she came back, and people were like, "What the fuck happened? Like, what the fuck?" Um, but like when she's in the future, people are like, "Oh, you haven't aged a day," and she's like, "Yeah, no fucking idea." But basically, the story is, uh, a Navy SEAL kills his family. He starts investigating, finds out he's on one of the ships that goes into deep time and deep space. Uh, and each time she goes forward in time and comes back, they find out the terminus is getting closer and closer to terra firma time, so actual time. And the last time she goes, it's there. There's a lot of shit. It's really cool mystery, like trying to figure out why these people are getting killed, why this Navy SEAL killed his family. Um, the jumping back and forth in time. They also have a thing called echoes. So people, if they, let's say you go into the future and you bring your doppelganger back, they're called echoes. Um, doesn't really fuck anything up. It's just you have a doppelganger. Uh, Now for the people that go forward in time, that timeline only exists while they're there. Uh, so obviously there's a government agency within the Navy that knows of this, uh, and the agents that go forward in time, if they get caught and they know that they're forward in time, it's called a butterfly in a bell jar. So what they'll do is capture them and keep them there as long as they possibly can, because the instant that person goes back to terra firma regular time, that existence is fucking gone. Um, Super dark. So this is where that it starts creeping into the fucking more of the horror side. Uh, but it's really cool. The ending was was pretty fucking dope. Um, there's a lot of shit that goes on in this, and he does a good job that not making this overly complicated about time travel and multiple universes. It was very good. I did not expect this to be as good as it was. Super fucking cool. Um, yeah, fucking go read this. It's a great sci-fi slash horror book. Um, I I don't think I'm not going to be able to recommend this people. It's just it was super like I almost couldn't put this down. Like every night I laid down to read, like I was super excited to read this. Um, so yeah, please go with this. I'm not going to spoil the ending or even more what else happens, but like there's just so much shit that goes on. First book from Tom Sweterlitsch that I read, super cool. Like I said, I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5. Once again, not a 4.5 or a 5 because there was no moment that like choked me up and got me overly emotional. Uh, just like feelings of dread, and that's why it's a 4. Uh, that was the most visceral emotion that was pulled out of me. To get a 4.5 or a 5 out of me, you got to make me fucking cry a little bit, good or bad. Um, and this almost did it, but not quite. But great ending. I like how he wrapped it up. Super cool science fiction. Like I said again, go read nerds. Go pick this shit up. Oh yeah, and this was a library bound edition. Uh, Scottsdale Public Library. If you made it this far, if anyone who buys these books like they're from libraries, you ever think you're like, how many people read this? How many other human beings had this in their hands and now it's yours? It's like how many people read this book and were thinking the same thing as you? It's not like getting a brand new book, and like the only people that ever touched it were like the people like that produced it and handed it off to someone else and then filled it a bookshelf. But you're the person to first read that book. This, and I have like a couple of these. Uh, like, dude, hundreds of people could have read this very single book. I would never know, but it's cool to think about. Anyways, go read nerds. All right, bye. Love you.